Hello, Brains. I am here with my good friend, Caroline Maguire. I have learned more from her about friendship as an adult with ADHD than I have learned from anybody else. And I actually have good friends, including Caroline, because of what I've learned from her. So she did it. She wrote the book. I should let you hold your own book. I'm just really excited this exists.
It's here because of you.
I held this yesterday for the first time and I cried because it's here and it's necessary. I think for our community, it's just nice to have this. It's nice to have a guide. It's nice to have somebody talking specifically to us about how to make friends as an adult. It's out today. You can actually buy this right now. I wanted to celebrate by having you on to talk to my community about some of the things that you've taught me. Stuff that's included in the book as well, but that means reading it and I want that information now. So what is the one thing that everyone with ADHD gets wrong about friendship?
That you have to take whatever you can get, but you have no choice. If someone is there and they're a warm body, take them.
Yeah, I actually did believe this. I grew up really feeling like I had to take what I could get when it came to friends. And so if somebody liked me, I was their friend. Like that was my criteria, right? Like you will accept me as your friend. Okay, we can be friends. I didn't feel like I could choose.
And that's one of the things we've talked about because I just don't think that that's A, a path forward, and B, it just adds to our shame cycle. It just makes us feel less than. And we're not necessarily finding our people. We're just finding people.
It's really true. Okay. Why do we feel like we have to take what we can get when it comes to friends?
Because making friends has been hard. This person's here now. You're talking about asking yourself to wait for somebody who might come along.
So it's this or nothing, basically.
Well, it's not, but that becomes our mindset. We always feel like in a lower position of power. So we feel like we don't get to choose. That's bananas. Like when I said to you too, like you get to choose, you get to curate your friends. You looked at me like I was from Mars.
Right, because that hasn't historically been the case. I didn't have that kind of social clout, right? Like the popular kids got to choose who to be friends with. I had to be friends with whoever would accept me. And that's just the way that it worked. So yeah, I mean, that was definitely something that I struggled with. It's on some level, it was so deeply internalized that it's something I still struggle with. There are downsides to thinking that way. So what happens when we think that way? Why is it a problem?
First of all, we don't find our people. We don't find people we click with, people we enjoy. Friendship just feels like a burden, right? You're out with someone you don't really enjoy. You're probably bored, which means your ADHD is like running rampant because I'm bored with this person who might be a perfectly fine person, but they're not my people. I'm probably doing an activity I don't like. I'm always behind. So when I'm moving heaven and earth to go see this person, it doesn't feel worth it. The price feels way too high. And I feel bad about myself. I just feel like, why do I never click with anyone? Why is it never good?
And if they're not treating you well and you're continuing to be friends with them, then that impacts your self-worth too, right?
Right. And the irony is that the more you let them treat you badly, the more you're not able to have the confidence to look for your people.
So this is not a short-term negative impact. It's not just, well, I have to be bored while I'm at the Lakers game that I really don't want to be at. It's a long-term thing, right?
It's a long-term thing and it becomes our mindset. Friendship just never has the joy that we are looking for. If we were able to look for a person who was more of our interest, our joy, our personality type, finding, shared experiences, it would probably be more of a fun experience and it would feel worth it.
I don't know, if we are awkward and weird and people don't want to be our friend, don't we have to take what we can get? Why is that wrong?
We're thinking of ourselves as awkward and weird instead of thinking of ourselves as having different personality or thinking of our brain as fun and creative. Our whole self-talk is negative in this case. And we're basing everything, I think, on like the fourth grade. When we were little, you're stuck in a class with a bunch of people who you might not choose, right? You might not have anything in common with them. And you're faced with this sort of finite pool of people. Now you're an adult. You have the internet to meet people. You have the whole entire, state, country, region, right? Like there's millions of people, not just the 20 people in your class.
Yeah, that's fair. If there are only 20 people as options and maybe only 3 people like us, maybe those are our only choices, right?
And do we have anything in common with those 3 people?
Well, okay. we are taking the same class. Don't we still kind of have to take what we can get because we're a bad friend? Like if we're bad about texting back or if we are awkward in social conversations.
I think our mindset that we're bad friends gives ourselves no forgiveness and doesn't allot for communication. If I have trouble texting back, I can put things on autopilot. I can try to have, an activity that I show up for and I don't have to arrange all the time. I can explain to someone, I really struggle with texting back. So when I don't text you back, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that when people aren't right in front of me, I forget. Can we put this so that it's a regular meetup and it's not something I have to work on all the time? And some people might still say no, but some people will say, that's fine. That whole I'm a bad friend is part of the mindset of I have to take less.
I don't know. Because it's such a deep set mindset, how do we start to shift that mindset?
I had this realization the other day. When you date, you spend a ton of time thinking about who is your chosen partner. Who do you want to be with? With friendship, we don't really think about it very much because we have this I'll take anything I can get mentality.
I'll be honest. I did the same thing with romantic partners. I did oh, you like me? I guess we're dating now. Like I did the same thing with romantic partners too. I mean, I'm glad that the clients that you have now are not doing that,
but like my point is we have to sort of shift our criteria. We have to start thinking about what we want out of friendship. Who are our people? How do we find joy? Like you keep bringing up this example that I love that you always talk about where you were like telling people that you liked the LA Lakers, but you don't really like basketball.
Well, okay. Okay, here's what happened. So I really did click with somebody and we bonded over massage. We both liked to do massage. And I was like, oh man, this is really cool. Like maybe like I can have a friend. And she was like, hey, do you like basketball? And I was like, I can enjoy anything. I'm a pretty flexible person. I like trying new things. So like I totally would go to a basketball game with somebody. But I had you in my ear and I went, I like tennis. Do you like tennis? And she's like, not really. And then what I was terrified would happen did happen. The friendship didn't move forward. And so I was like, man, I should have told her I liked basketball. Like I knew what would happen because I've been there before. We would have had a friendship that was based on I also like basketball and we would have gone to a lot of basketball games and I would have been bored.
Right. And you would have been a place you didn't want to be, doing something you don't really like, spending a ton of money to do it.
100%.
And not really enjoying yourself. And your friendship is based on an activity and a shared experience that you would have to do over and over and over again that you don't necessarily want to do.
Yeah.
When we have that mindset, we're baking with the ingredients for cornbread and expecting to get cookies. We have the wrong ingredients.
Okay. So what are the right ingredients?
Spend the time to say, what are my interests? Interest is so key to our brain. How do I want to spend time? What's fun for me? What are the shared experiences I want to have? What gives me joy? Spend the time to think about finding your people, banish that self-talk, and talk back to it whenever you say, well, I have to fit in. Because fitting in is cutting off pieces of yourselves. I don't want us to do that. I want us to be able to be our authentic self.
What if my authentic self does not text people back and interrupts them and cuts them off and is awkward and weird?
Okay, that is not your authentic self. But I would say that is a skill building thing. I have to build some skills in order to keep up a friendship. But using ingredients that work with a neurodivergent brain. Here's some things I could do to make this easier to communicate, put things on autopilot, communicate with people when I don't text them, like why I didn't text them, not pretend that I'm going to become a different person and then feel really bad about myself.
Because like maybe we get 3 months into this friendship and then I can't keep up this like pretend version of myself and then...
Exactly.
So basically if we're going to invest in friendship, we want to start with a recipe that is going to result hopefully in a fulfilling friendship. Like my cookies might not turn out perfectly, but like I can at least decide to make cookies, right?
Right.
Okay. So yeah, no matter how well I make the cornbread, it's not going to be cookies.
It's not going to be cookies.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. I'm still learning from you. But there's a caveat here that we've talked about before, which is that just because we're showing up as our authentic selves doesn't mean that we don't need social skills, right?
Everybody, even typical people, build skills. But there's a difference. When we're adapting, it shouldn't feel bad. Adapting is temporary. It's not masking where it's all the time. It should be something that we're doing and we're choosing to do versus we feel like we are compelled to do it to fit in and to please the other person. And honoring the fact that we are neurodivergent. We don't want to change who we are. We friend differently. And that's okay.
How do we get to the point where we believe that we deserve fulfilling friendships and then actually go build them?
Yes.
That's amazing. I can't wait to read this book. Show off your book. Where can people find it?
The book is out today and you can get it anywhere books are sold. And there's an audiobook. So if you are like me, I'm dyslexic. Sometimes I don't want to read a book. I want to listen to a book. There's an audiobook and I read it.
Okay, so this is about how to find better friends. This is also how to be a better friend.
Yeah, and how to deal with friendship breakups and how to deal when things, when you have to troubleshoot, when you're like, am I making progress? How are things going? Those kind of questions.
I can't even wait. Okay. I'm so excited. Again, the book is out today. This is Friendship Skills for Neurodivergent Adults by Carolyn Maguire. I'm so glad you made the book.
Well, you told me I had to.
I know. I know. I basically made you write a book for me. I hope you buy it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's helpful for other people, but I really can't wait to read it. Thank you. By the way, we have other videos with Caroline Maguire. You can see more of my friendship journey. I'm farther along in it now, but you can see some of those videos here. Oh yeah, do you want to do bye brains?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Bye brains! Thank you to our brain advocates and all our Patreon brains for supporting content like this. We just revamped our tiers pretty recently, so check it out. We'd love to see you over there and have you join the most knowledgeable ADHD community on the internet.